American single malt from Jim Beam. Here they come. For over 200 years, the name Jim Beam has graced the bourbon landscape. It's really just become an icon, no matter what you think about Jim Beam bourbon and all the brands underneath that umbrella. But like most stories still not done, a brand new chapter must begin. For the very first time in its legendary distilling history, Jim Beam has released an American single malt whiskey named Clermont Steep. We knew it was coming, but how is it? I haven't tried this at all, so let's crack it open right now. Stay tuned, it's the Mash and Drum. What's up, folks? I'm Jason C. from the Mash and Drum. Welcome back to the show. Like, subscribe, help grow the channel for 2023 Whiskey Tube family. All right, so we're gonna get into a little bit more about this bottle, but before we dive into all the details, let's hear from a new partner on the Mash and Drum named Geology to bring you this sponsored video. All right, guys, I know skincare may not be at the top of your list, but I have to tell you, Geology has changed my skin entirely. I wanted to look better behind the camera, and being 45 years old, trying not to look like the oldest guy on Whiskey Tube gets more challenging each and every day, but Geology has really helped me turn back the clock a bit. What Geology does is create simple and effective skincare and hair care routines customized just for you with ingredients that are proven to work. Now, products are built around just a handful of powerful, proven ingredients that have been trusted by dermatologists for decades. Now, for me, I tend to get dry skin, and I also have uncles and other men in my family that get circles under their eyes, which is something I really wanted to avoid. So all I did was go to their website, took their skincare quiz, and got routine number 28, which includes an everyday face wash, a morning cream, a night cream, and my favorite product, the eye cream. It's not rocket science, guys. It's all laid out for you. Just follow the routine and see the results in just a few weeks. To be honest, I probably don't rest as much as I should, juggling my job, my channel, my family, and everything else I do. So keeping my skin looking smooth and diminishing the circles under my eyes has always been a challenge for me. By the way, Geology is a 22-time award-winning skin, hair, and body care company recognized in Men's Health, Hypebeast, Esquire, and Ask Men's Grooming Awards. Not only is Geology the best in the skincare game, but they have also released a ton of new amazing hair, body, and other skin products. So whatever you need, Geology has you covered. So if you want to look and feel better, here's how. Right now, for a limited time, Geology is hooking you guys up with an absolutely insane offer. Use my code MASHANDDRUM70 or scan the QR code on the screen right now, and they will give you an exclusive 70% off their award-winning skincare trial set. On top of that, you can save big on the add-on products of your choice when you add it to your trial. This is one of the best offers you will see from Geology, so get it before it's gone. Thanks to Geology for partnering with the Mash and Drum, and thank you for making the sponsors happen. Now go get some Geology, guys, so you can look and feel your best. All right, so the new Clermont Steep American Single Malt Whiskey is, according to those behind it, the pet project of Fred No's son, Freddie No, 8th generation master distiller of the Fred B. No Distillery on the grounds of James B. Beam Distilling Company campus in Kentucky. Now, American Single Malt is close to having an official standard approved by the TTB, so Freddie No took it upon himself to, create his own definition. Let's give this a pour. So to create Clermont Steep, Freddie and his team hand-selected the American barley for the mash. Now we have a blend of 80% standard malted barley and 20% golden pilsner malted barley. Now before choosing the combination, they tested supposedly about 67 different barley varieties along the way and used Beam family jug yeast in the natural fermentation process. It's the same yeast that is used in all Beam products. This was then distilled on a column still and aged for 5 years in barrels that were toasted, then quickly charred to a char 1 level. So pretty much a custom style barrel. So Clermont Steep, I know a lot of people have asked me where do they get that name from. Well, supposedly it's influenced from both the process and the place. So just as single malt couldn't exist without steeping the grain, this whiskey couldn't exist without Clermont, Kentucky, says the brand. Yeah, you see the little connection there? Steep the grain, it's from Clermont, Clermont Steep. There you go.
So beautiful.
All right, so the rest of the details. Clermont Steep is a 5-year-old American single malt distilled and aged in Clermont, Kentucky, bottled at 94 proof. It will begin hitting shelves nationally in June. MSRP of this should be about $60. Now, this was featured in the Jim Beam Barreled and Boxed membership program for spring of 23. My buddy Todd let me borrow his for this review. So let's dive in. We're looking forward to this one. All right, so the nose. The malt comes through immediately. It's malty, it's honey, a little bit of vanilla. So it's interesting when I read the mix of barleys they use, and 80% standard malted barley and 20% golden pilsner malted barley. I thought it was pretty middle of the road as far as where they could go. You see other American single malt brands, in the US using all sorts of different types of barleys to really, bring out the most flavor they can. There's nothing here jumping out of the glass. Definitely an apple. Man, it's honey and apples. Maybe a little pear too. Honey, apples, pears. Like I said, vanilla. I feel like using that Char 1 really gave them the chance to bring out as much sweetness as they could for a younger liquid, a younger whiskey. So let's give it a try, guys. Cheers. The palate matches the nose, I gotta say. Honey, malt, vanilla cream there a little bit. I feel like the apple and the pear is very strong for me on this. Getting something on the very back end of this though. What is that? Now it is malty. It's grain forward. So if you're looking for like this well-matured American single malt, to be honest, I think there's some other American single malts that are well beyond this. But I think for Jim Beam to bring this to market, at some point next month here, and actually give this kind of more of a introduction to the category, I think it's pretty cool. But overall, I don't think this is gonna really. I don't know if this is good enough to make people converts into the American single malt category. And man, as this opens up, just goes to show you how much that Beam yeast plays a role. Because some of those nutty flavors are coming out. Some of that nuttiness that you normally get from Jim Beam. Again, this is a first pour, so this could open up a little bit more here, but let's give this one a try again. Yeah, there's almost something sour to it a little bit as well. That's kind of throwing it off. I think for $60, I think there are a lot of other good American single malts out there. I don't think that Beam is quite there yet. I think this maybe needs some more age. I still feel like with barley, you need to give it some more time to really develop that flavor, and I just don't think that's here yet. It tastes very grain forward. It's a little bit youthful. It doesn't really feel as developed as I would like it to be. All right, one last sip here. Yeah, it's got a really weird aftertaste to me. I am just not digging this at all. That youthful grain characteristic coming out of it is just not doing it for me. I don't know what that aftertaste is, but it is, man, not having a good week this week. Between Elijah Craig Barrel Proof B5 23 and now this, man. So I'm gonna kind of give a shorter final breakdown here because we just don't know enough about the availability and what's gonna go on into this bottle. But I will say that given the market and where some American single malts are, I think Jim Beam is very behind. I love that they're getting into the category, and I would like to see them do more as the category goes forward. But right now, I mean, you have Stranahan's, you have ASW out of Atlanta, you have Westland doing some amazing stuff. I mean, McCarthy's out in Oregon is amazing American single malt. There are a lot of great brands out there that have been doing American single malt for the last several years that are already well surpassed this. So for $60, I would probably hold off on this. Go explore some other brands. I have a video coming out soon about American single malt in general, the category, and where to get started. So be on the lookout for that. But as far as this one, it's exciting. I like that Jim Beam's getting into it, but this is definitely a skip. If you get to try it at a friend's house, fine, but I don't think this is worth 60 bucks. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video here on the Master and Drum as we took a look at the Clermont Steep, the first American single malt from Jim Beam. It's okay, but it's just not quite there yet. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the subscribe button below. Please hit the like button. If you haven't yet, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. Let me know if you were one of the folks from the barreled and box membership that got one, if you tried it, what you thought of it. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. Cheers, see you next time right here on the Master and Drum. I'm gonna try this again. I can't do it.